Hey everybody, I've been asked to make a video about pricing your items. So I know for first-time consignors, that's often the thing that causes you the most worry in terms of getting ready for the sale. So let's talk it through a little bit. The first thing that you want to think about when you're pricing your items is what you would be excited to pay for it at the JBF sale, right? So you need to know your context and you need to know your shopper. You are most likely your shopper. So don't think about what you paid for it. Don't think about how darling your child looked in it or what special occasion they wore it for. Think about if you were looking through the racks, again, hundreds of options to choose from, and you came across this item, what's the price that would make you not hesitate to grab that item and take it to the cash register? So first of all, that's the best advice that I have for you. Second of all, our promise to shoppers is that things are 50 to 90% off retail, okay? So let's say that this dress retails for $16.50. 50% of that would be $8.25. That's way too much for this dress at the JBF sale. For most items like this, I'm gonna put $3.50 on it. Okay, so that's my starting price for anything on a hanger that's a basic brand, right? There's not a special brand here. It's not a special occasion. It's an everyday piece of clothing. And I would start at $3.50. So I'd go up from there if it was a special occasion item or if it was a special brand. But in general, that $3 area is a good place to start. Now, people sometimes get confused and they think we have a $3 rule. We don't have a $3 hard and fast rule. We do ask that anything on a hanger be valued at $3 or higher, which means, check this out. Maya and I have been doing her clothes. So I've got these 3 pair of walking shorts on one hanger, right? Because I don't think I want to sell 1 pair of shorts for $3. So I don't want to waste a hanger on just that 1 pair of shorts. So this hanger, I'm going to actually get 3 shorts on it. These are all the same brand, all the same size, even all the same style. So if a child likes this style, they're probably going to like it in a lot of colors, and that's what I'm going for, okay? So it's not that I want you to bring up your prices to $3. It means that I want you to combine things to be valued at $3 or more. So these 3 pair of shorts, I think $2 each is probably a steal. So since there's a pack of 3, that would be $6. I'm actually probably going to price this at $5.50, and it's going to fly off the shelf at full price, right? I always price everything to reduce. So this $5.50 item would go for $2.75 if I'm doing the math right on Sunday when we go half price, but it won't be there because it's going to go at $5.50 because that's a steal. Same with this, right? So $3 on this, and then it'll be $1.50 on Sunday. So if nobody thinks it's cute enough for $3, it's going to fly off the shelf at $1.50 for sure. So that's what we mean by the $3 guideline. If you bring in an item, so let's say this these are good examples. So Maya has, remember this is our spring or summer sale. So it's things your child would wear regularly between the JBF sales. So April to September is this one. So between April and September, things your child would wear regularly. So Maya has these 2 summer tank tops. They're not really alike enough for me to put them on one hanger. And this is not worth $3 and this is not worth $3. So I'm gonna price them much lower, probably $1.50 each. And I'm not gonna get turned away. So we're not gonna turn away your $1.50 items. We're not gonna turn away your $2 items. But in general, out of this whole pile of clothing, everything else here I can price at $3 because I've combined them. And things that I'm just unable to do that with a good conscience, I'm gonna price them lower. So that's totally fine. So that's a little bit about clothing. She doesn't really have any special occasion stuff in here. So thinking about premium brands, again, shoot for that as close to 90% of retail as you can. Premium brands can go 80 or 70% off of retail, and people will still really think that's a good deal. So just pay attention to those percentages, and most of all, I don't even do the math. I just think about what am I going to want to buy it for, because I'm a really deep discount shopper, and that tends to work for me. Things fly off the shelf when I price them. So That's a little bit about clothing. Let's talk shoes, right? You can sell your sandals at the spring sale. They want to be clean on the bottoms and the tops. If they have any like, you know, sometimes these aren't the right style, but sometimes sandals can have little flyaway parts. Just trim those off. Make it all look as good as new as you can, so that they're the first thing that catches a shopper's eye. So these sandals, these are Lands' End brand. I have no idea how much they were new, but at JBF, I would be excited to buy them for like $4.50 or $5.50. So I'd probably pick something like that. They were barely worn. My daughter grew too fast. So on the tag, I can even write like new, and they really are. They're barely worn. So that's what I would do for those. So shoes are $4, $5, $6. They can go up from there if you've got nice brands. So we do have a high value shoe area and a system. It's kind of like Nordstrom's, where one of the expensive shoes is on the rack and one of the expensive shoes is behind the register. So the shopper doesn't get the other pair until it's paid for. So if you have high-end shoes, anything that you want in the high value, then we'll do that process for you. So that's kind of nice. Let's talk books. So Maya just went through her books. This is my general rule for paperback books, is $1 or less a piece, unless it's something super special. The other thing I like to do with books is I like to bundle them. So none of these are parts of, oh, I do see two. There's two in here that are My Sister the Vampire. So I will totally put these together so that I only have to create one tag for them. What I will do is I will package them front to back like this, so that a shopper could see the front of both books, right? Instead of seeing the front of one and the back of one, I'll package them like this, and I can either put them in a Ziploc bag, or what I like to do, so I could do that, and then put the tag in there with them. That's totally fine if you want to package books like that. Or I could use my string, any string, and package them, you know, like an old school package where they're totally tied together, right? They're not coming apart, and then I can take my tag to the book. So again, $1 or less a piece. So these, I would probably put $2 on there because they're two books. One thing about books, when you're attaching your tag, so pretend this is a printed JBF tag, you want to use tape that will not ruin the book. So if it's a glossy surface, generally regular tape is fine, but we try to be on the safe side, and we use blue painter's tape so that when the shopper gets home and takes the tag off so their child can read it, it doesn't rip the surface of the book. And we'd like the tag to be placed on the outside of the item. Remember, at checkout, we're trying to be fast and accurate, so we don't want to be opening pages and finding tags in here. You want it to be really clear to the shopper and at checkout where the tag is and how much it costs. So then on paperback books, that's my general rule of thumb, is about $1 a piece, and selling in sets is best because it's scanning less tags and taking less time for you to tag it. So then she's got some hardback picture books, okay? So these are good examples. This Dick and Jane one is nice, thick, lots of Dick and Jane stories, so that's awesome. I can see the price is about $10, so 50% off of that is $5. That's still too much for a book at JBF. We have so many books at JBF that you got to price low to make it move. So I'd probably price this maybe like $2 or $2.50. And again, everything I price will go half off, so it'll be $125 on the half price day. And then on big picture books, so I've got this one and this one. Oh my gosh. I do the same thing. So I would look at the retail price and I would go 80 or 90% off of that. Picture books like this, I generally put, what do I do? Like $2 probably, or $1.50, whatever you think is fair. And I especially, if you don't do anything half price, I would do your books half price, because again, the selection is so much that people are really trying to get good value and good deals on their books. So there's some pricing. I did put a little pile of stuffed animals here just to remind you that we have a limit of 5 stuffed animals, or stuffed toys, sorry. And this area tends to be the area where we have some compulsive shopping going on because children come to the sale and they get so overwhelmed with everything they can see and touch that we want to have an area where parents can say yes, right? So if a child brings this up to them and says, I need this bunny, I need this stuffy, and it's only 50 cents, the parent can say, awesome. And then the kid is happy for the rest of the shopping trip. So that's kind of why we still take stuffies at the sale, even though they sometimes take over the sale. But I would price these super, super low, 50 cents each probably, unless it's a special character, unless it talks, or things like that. But in any generic stuffed animal, 50 cents, 25 cents on Sunday. Let's see, what else? So you can also sell infant equipment. Those kinds of things, especially if they're new and they've only been used by one child, can be closer to the 50% of retail price. Anything like that, I would recommend that you put the retail price on the tag so that the shopper can see what the value is. So things like fancy strollers, pack and plays with all the extras included in that pack and play, cribs, changing tables, big ride-on-horse things, all those big items, at least 50% of retail, but probably more like 60, 70, 75% of retail. You could start at 60% of retail and then go half price off that. So that's totally up to you. That's a little bit about pricing. If you have questions, go ahead and post on our Facebook page. Lots of people will chime in on pricing for you if you'd like. We will also have a pricing guide that you can go through to have some guidance as well. But in general, your gut is probably going to be the most accurate thing in terms of what would I be excited to pay for this at the sale. And you'll be surprised, even the $1 items will add up in your consignor check. So the better price you create, the more likely it is to sell. And when you accumulate all of those things into your consignor check, that consignor check grows. I will emphasize again, marking things to reduce makes your item way more likely to sell. In the shopper's brain, after those full price days, when we switch our registers to half price, anything marked reduced will be sold at 50% off, which means the shoppers on those days are looking for the 50% off items. So once a full price item has not sold on full price days, it's rarely going to sell on half price days. So to keep your items in play for the entire sale, you want them to adjust their pricing as you go into half price day. It's going to make you sell a bigger percentage of your items for sure. The other thing is to consider donating. So in your tag preferences, you have some default settings, and that's where you can choose to reduce everything. You can also choose to donate everything if it's not sold. And we recommend that you do that. So I'm really ready for this bunny to be out of my house, which means I'm going to mark it to reduce, and then I'm going to mark it to donate. So I'm never going to see this bunny again. And really, Maya's not going to wear these clothes again. So it's time for us to pass them on to another child, either through the sale or through our charity partner if it doesn't sell. So I would encourage you to do that as well. What we found when we look at the data is that consignors who are marking things to reduce and to donate, when they do that to all of their items, they sell a much higher percentage of their items at the JBF sale. So we encourage you to strive for that. You're putting in the time and effort to tag your items and get them ready, so we want them to also sell at a high rate. Again, any questions, the Facebook group is great for Q&A. It's not our page, it's the group, right? So search for Just Between Friends of Tacoma and select the group. You'll request membership, and we'll add you in there so that you can have good conversation with consignors between now and the sale. I think that's all I have for you. If you want to buy a tagging kit, a starter kit, I did just want to show you what's in it. So it's a tagging gun. You do not need to use a tagging gun to attach your tags to your clothing, but if you're going to do a lot of clothing, this makes it really fast. And you're going to get a bunch of, I literally just stuff a bag full, this is plenty of those fasteners that go with the tagging kit. And then white cardstock. So this is that thicker cardstock. You're going to print your tags on here. It's just an 8.5 by 11. The reason it's cardstock is so that it won't tug and rip off the items once you've attached them. You're going to just feed this paper into your printer as usual. You can print at the library, you can print at Office Depot. Office Depot is actually quite familiar with our printing system since so many people use them, but you can print them right there. They'll even cut them for you if you have a ton to do. So once you print your barcoded tags on here, you'll cut them out and attach them to your items with either the tagging gun or with tape. You're going to tie all your shoes together. I forgot to say that. These are tied. And then I'm going to attach the tag. I'm going to hole punch my tag and then tie that tag to these shoes as well. The other thing I'll just mention is everything that you sell that needs batteries should have batteries. That just helps the shopper be confident that it's in working order. So please get some batteries at the dollar store. They don't have to be everlasting batteries. They just need to get it through the sale so that people know it works. So get batteries for everything that need it. And then the other thing is every seller at the JBF sale wants to be sure to tell 10 new people about the sale. Your items are way more likely to sell when all of us consignors tell new people about the sale. So we've got free tickets that we distribute in the community. If you need some of these, just shout out. We'll give you plenty, and our volunteers distribute these as well. So we're always wanting to get the word out. Anytime you see us post on Facebook, share that so that everybody in your network can also see about the sale and join us in March. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for now. Happy tagging, and we'll send more videos soon. Bye.